Welcome to today's how-to. J-B Weld. Let's see if it works. So I've got an old Suzuki GS850 fuel tank here. It's been sat in storage for the last 8 years. It's about a 40-year-old fuel tank. Typical Japanese steel, prone to rusting. So I gave it a clean out as much as I could on the inside. I've got a tank detergent and a cleaner. Let it sit for a week. Only little did I know it drained out on its own. Reason for it is two little pinholes. I've managed to clean it up already. There's two tiny pinholes. Let's see how well that comes in on the camera. I don't know if you can see them. It basically drained itself out. So I need to clean it out properly. I've managed to get off some of the paintwork so the weld can stick to the tank. I also need to quickly sand it back as well, just so the weld can stick to the tank properly. We don't want it to go smooth and it falls off. So I'll quickly sand it. I'm using a 120 grit sandpaper, rougher the better. And we wipe it back. Use a degreaser just to make sure there's no oils on the surface. Gives it a fighting chance to stick as well. Now, according to J-B Weld, and I'll add a link to the video, it is fuel resistant, which is interesting. Now, for those that don't have access, like myself, to welding equipment, sometimes this is the best thing you can use. And when bikes of this age becoming very hard to find parts for, you're limited to options. A lot of people will do brazing, a lot of people will do full on, cut it open, clean it out, re-weld it. As I said, some people like myself, we don't have that sort of luxury. So we use the next best thing, metal epoxy. Now according to this, it says use a 1-to-1 ratio, so it means $1 for that, and exactly the same dollar for that. So let's give it a go. So this is the steel part of the epoxy resin. As I said, you need to use $1 of it. Dollop is as much as you need. Squeeze some out on there. Wipe it off. And then you've got the hardener side of it, helps it go off. And then do exactly the same sort of dollop there. And it should go a nice shade of dark grey. Now I don't need to use too much of this because the holes are only small. So they come out that sort of grey. And it focuses. Literally we do cover the area. Now with this particular way of doing it, I'm going to cover the whole steel area. That way. There we go. It gives it a bit of a chance to stick. Cover the whole area as much as you can. Let's give it a little bit more. We'll use what we got there. So at least that way we won't have any other leaking. And that's it. That's pretty much all it is for J-B Weld Cold-Weld Original, as they call it. Now we've got to leave that to cure for 4 to 6 hours, and that's just to go off. To really get it to cure properly, it takes up to 15 to 24 hours. So we'll leave that one there for a while and we'll see how it goes, and we'll go from there. Hopefully it'll hold and we have a working fuel tank again. Well, make sure you don't get any epoxy on your hands. You don't want that. It can cause havoc. You'll be there forever trying to get it off. You might as well just chop your fingers off. Joking. And that's it. That's my first how-to. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully the tank will hold up. And we'll see what happens.